All right, so not doing a truck part install today, but we are going to talk about trucks, and specifically we're going to talk about truck groups and the scams that are going on. I am seeing a absolute boatload of scams lately, and they've been going on for a long time, but it seems like it's amped up in some of the groups. Sometimes I feel like when one scammer comes in, they all basically just snowpile on top of that. But what I want to do today's video is cover the 5 golden rules that I use to make sure that I'm not falling for any of the internet scams that pop up, because they're essentially all the same. And I see time and time again people falling for these things. So what I want to do is make sure that I impart what I've learned over the years that I've been in these truck groups on you all. And then if you have any sort of things that I didn't cover, leave them down in the comments below. But let's talk about the 5 golden rules that I live by to make sure that I don't get scammed when I buy truck parts on the internet. Okay, so a lot of these rules are very specific to buying things on social media platforms, so Instagram, Marketplace, because that's where a lot of these scams are coming up. Forums have done a really good job at kind of protecting you. But the number one thing I could say about any sort of internet purchase, and even sketchy retailers, is if the price is too good to be true, it probably is. No one in their right mind is going to sell amp running boards that are brand new, still in the box, for 500 bucks. Yet I see it posted almost every other day in a lot of our 5th Gen Ram groups, and even in some of the Tacoma groups and Silverado groups, and they're using the same pictures. But no one in their right mind is going to post some of these brand new parts for less than half of what you can buy them brand new, because all they're trying to do is bait you into getting your attention and then basically saying, hey, this is too good to even leave. I can't walk away from the sale. I'm losing money if I don't buy these things. So if the price seems too good to be true, it very likely is. 99.99% of the time, if it is below half the price of a brand new part, walk away real fast from it. Okay, the next one. So when someone, this is about someone posting things on Facebook and whatnot, and just the overall post themselves. When they post something for sale, and if you ask a question, so let's say they post tires, and you want to know what size tires, because for whatever reason they didn't include it in the description, and their immediate response to you is, I just DM'd you, or DM me, or message me directly, please, or inbox me, run away. There is no reason people need to take conversations like general information about the product offline, other than to try to get you comfortable with them enough that you're going to buy the product and ultimately get scammed. So basically what they're trying to do is get your attention, get you into that inbox, and where they can have a one-on-one conversation with you, and then get you basically brought into their scam. And as kind of a subset of this one, when you are looking for truck parts, let's say you want to buy, I don't know, a new bumper or an OEM bumper, and these dicks come on there and say, you should check out Carl's Auto Parts, or Carl's Auto Repairs, or Bob's Auto and Salvage Yard, and you can't even see the link, or it's some sketchy Facebook page, run away from those. Don't even click, don't even ask them. All those are trying to do is the same thing, is basically trying to isolate you into a room, try to get you set up for their scam, and they're trying to take advantage of you. So be mindful of how the seller is interacting with potential buyers. All right, so this last one goes for, this third one goes for social media platforms, but it could go for companies too. Do some due diligence on the seller. Specifically Facebook. If you see someone post something and says, hey, I got these headlights for sale, click on their Facebook picture, click on their profile, go through their profile. Are they an active member on Facebook? Are they active in the group? Is this their first post in the group? Like 9 times out of 10, somebody who's first post in a group is either a for sale post, or even worse, they're salvaging an entire truck. That's 100% a scam. So do some due diligence, look at their post history, make sure the name on their Facebook profile link matches the display name, make sure the gender matches, look at their pictures, go through, do they interact with people? Are they a real human, or is it just a bot basically drumming up a fake use Facebook group or Facebook account so that it could basically tee you up for some sort of scam? But again, a little bit of due diligence goes a really long way on this one. Again, be prepared to walk away if you see something super sketchy, or if you see like they have no paper trail in any other group other than that one for just the same thing that they're selling over and over again. Walk away, run away, report it, get out of there. This is one that I learned from, and I'll give F-150 forum a lot of credit on this one, because it's one of the first forums that I was involved in where they started doing this. So when a lot of forums, when you post things for sale on forums, they require you to put your username and then the date to make sure that they know that it's a valid truck part, and you're not doing what most scammers do and going on Google, finding a picture of it, and just posting that for sale. So you can take that and apply it to Facebook. So if someone's selling something on Facebook, and you're DMing with them, and you say, yeah, I'm totally cool paying the 500 bucks for those LED headlights or whatnot, Now, can you send me a picture of those headlights with my personal name written on there and today's date, or a newspaper or something like that, just to make sure that you know that it's a real picture and it's not them just pulling something off the internet. If they say no, why you don't trust me? Absolutely. I have zero trust in anyone on the internet. If someone won't even do something like that takes 2 seconds to do, walk away. Last rule, rule number 5, this is the big one because money doesn't grow on trees. Protect the money that you're spending on these parts. Never, ever, ever use a service that's not going to protect you in the event that the seller walks. I use PayPal goods and services. I pay that 3% fee. If it's a cheaper part, I'll pay it. If it's a more expensive part when I'm selling something, I'll ask if the seller wants to split or the buyer wants to split it. But pay that fee, protect your money. It is not much more to have that peace of mind on things. And I've seen time and time again, someone Zelled or Cash Apped or Venmo'd somebody, and the buyer basically walked. And they have no recourse because they didn't have any sort of protection. Use services like PayPal, goods and services, or similar things that have the ability to protect your money when you're buying it. All of us are buying things that we want to have, not necessarily that we need to have. So we want to make sure that if we're going to spend the money on it, it's worth it to us. So if someone scams us, that's $300, $500, $700, you're out. I've seen people time and time again spend money on, let's say, wheels or tires or whatnot, and the seller or the buyer just walks. I've seen someone do it on a truck in one of the GM groups. Someone bought a truck, went to go meet them up, or put a deposit down, went to go meet them up. Buyer never showed up, but because it was a deposit, and they basically had the buyer's guard down, and they said, hey, it's just the deposit, it's not the full amount. They were all right putting the $500 down to basically secure the car, but the buyer walked, and the seller had no recourse on that deposit. So protect your money when you're buying anything on the internet. Last but not least, these aren't really golden rules, but it's things that you can do to kind of help clean up the community, because a lot of us have been in these communities for a long time. I know I came from the Civic world, and I was in F-150, then GM, now I'm in the Ram world. And the culture's changed quite a bit, and the community's changed quite a bit. And the one thing that is for certain across all of these is scamming's gone through the roof. And those of us have been around longer. It's kind of it's on us to help clean up the community, or at least educate folks so they don't get screwed in these scams as well. So 2 things that I think that everyone should start doing pretty religiously. When you see a scam, don't just comment in that post that, hey, this is a scam, and then leave it at that. Because a lot of times when these scammers join these Facebook groups, they will find out who the mods are, and then they'll block or hide from the mods. That way, when they post things, the mods aren't seeing it, and they don't have the ability to immediately kick that post out and kick that person out of the group. Fine if you want to respond to it and say, hey, this is total red flags, but also report everything to group admins. That way they could take action on it immediately. I noticed that works a hell of a lot better than just saying, hey, mods, leaving a comment, hey, mods, this is a scam, and then leaving it up to them. Help them out. There's a lot going on that has to happen to run these groups, and the least we could do is help clean up a lot of these scam ones by, flagging them for the mods. The second thing, and this is kind of the more fun thing, is, and only if you have time, screw with scammers. It is so fun to mess with them. So a lot of times I'll see something that's so obviously a scam, but I'll go with it, and I'll message them, and I'll say, hey, I'm totally interested in those amp running boards. $500, that's hard to walk away. They're brand new, that's great. But then start screwing with them. I have a lot of fun doing it. It kills sometimes when I'm sitting around kind of bored. But also, the worst thing that can happen is they end up blocking me, which means now I don't have to see those scam posts pop up anymore. Sucks because then I can't warn people about them when I see them, but at the same time, it is a lot of fun, and maybe if enough of us screw with the scammers, they'll just say, hey, this group is a complete waste, and they'll go on to the next one. I don't think they're completely going to go away, but I do have a lot of fun with them, and if they're going to come into the groups and act like an asshole to us and try to scam us, then I'm going to do the same exact thing to them when I know it's obviously a scam. So in the end of this video, I will share some of the conversations I've had with certain scammers, just for your entertainment. Really, there's no value to it other than just so you can get a laugh. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, these communities have been around for a while, and it's on us who have been in these communities long enough, who know when we can spot these things, to help protect some of the newer community folks that come in, or even some of the older folks that, internet wasn't around when they were younger, and it wasn't around when I was younger. But let's help folks. Let's make the community better and not make it worse. I mean, sure, we bash on each other about our truck parts or about, a certain product or whatnot, But at the end of the day, I think we could all collectively agree that scammers suck and they absolutely blow for the community, and it ruins the whole car culture. So if you can, report those, mess with them, follow my golden rules, protect yourself. Thank you very much. If you have any other rules that work for you that I didn't cover, leave them down in the comments. I will pin them. I will share them. I'll do what I can to make sure we get the word out here. But I'm going to share this across what groups I can. Feel free to share this as well. But ultimately, what I want to do is make sure that we're helping people avoid getting scammed in these groups. I see it time and time again, and it sickens me to see people are still out there being assholes like that one. And I think, it's on us to help clean that up. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sorry, a lot of talking in this one, but hopefully this video helps y'all. Have a good one. Bye.